Welcome to Bedwars for Dummies. Don't worry, I used to be like you as well, making all the mistakes I possibly could and getting very, very, very frustrated. But in this little mini-series, I'm going to cover everything about Bedwars for you to be able to get your opponent's beds, final kills, and become an absolute god, just like me. Actually, no, not like me. I don't want competition, please. So let's get right into this. There is a total of 11 different types of Bedwars. I'm going to start off with the most lonely type. Solos. Solos is literally how it sounds. You're playing by yourself, hence why it's lonely, and you're up against 7 different players who are also by themselves. And if you've watched or played Bedwars before in groups or with a duo, it was most likely the same. Just this version is by yourself. It is personally my favorite because you don't have to worry about 12 other players that are just potentially going to get your bed and end up wiping you off the face of the planet. Literally. You're only going to have 1 or 2 people doing that instead. And duos. Duos are next up, and it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to explain it just to be safe. It's the exact same as solos, but now you have a partner who's going to help you wipe your opponents off the face of the earth and make them rage quit. But there's now 14 other players who can make your game miserable. And if you don't want to be miserable, make sure you subscribe to see the rest of the series so you can learn as much as possible. And if you aren't able to assume what this type is, then let me make it crystal clear for you. You'll have 2 teammates now, but you'll only have 9 opponents because there's only 4 teams. That is the only change between trios and duos. Is that in trios, there's 4 teams, and instead of the 8 teams that are in duos. So your odds are better at winning, so I expect you to win, otherwise I will come and steal your Minecraft account. Next up we have squads, or 4v4v4v4. And it is very similar to trios, except there's 4 more players. And this is the last type of Bedwars on this list that is basic and normal Bedwars without a twist. So after this, hold on so I don't break your brain with information overload. So there's Castle, Voidless, Rush, Armed, Lucky Block, Dream, and then there's a version like that, that's 16 players, and a version of 4v4v4v4 with 16 players, and then that for each game mode. Oh wait, I forgot one. There's a weird game mode that should realistically only be a thing for competitive Bedwars, but whatever. And that is 4v4. It is literally how it sounds. 4 people fight another team of 4. It's only 2 beds, and that's it. That's literally all it is. It is literally only for competitive Bedwars or parties, in my opinion, but I don't think Hypixel cares about my opinion. Now, on to special game modes that are on rotation. We have Lucky Blocks. This is probably the most popular out of all the rotational game modes, and well, it's literally Bedwars with Lucky Blocks. There's nothing else to it. And all of the special game modes are squads, so the 4 teams of 4, or they can also be duos. Voidless is the third one, and well, it's Bedwars but without a void. It's quite simple, so there isn't much to explain. So if you can't bridge for your life, play this game mode and then watch my video on bridging to learn so you can play normal Bedwars again. Up next, we have Armed. The most interesting and annoying one on this list of special game modes because it's Bedwars but with guns. And in this game mode, swords are literally useless and kids snipe you from halfway across the map when you're bridging. So unless you like being that kid or enjoy raging, I don't recommend it. Rush. Rush is literally what you think it is. Rush Bedwars means that you can basically auto-build and rush your neighbor's base in seconds. I mean that literally. So be ready to be absolutely destroyed by sweats. And last but not least, we have Dream. Dream is probably the most equally balanced game mode on here because you're given special abilities and you can become a borderline god, but then so can your opponents. So this one is quite enjoyable compared to the others, so good job, Hypixel. that is all the game modes at Bedwars. I hope you learned something and enjoyed this video. And make sure to leave a like on the video. And be watching my channel for the next video on how to use all the different items and some of the rotational items. Peace out, you guys.